Hello, happy Monday. I hope that everyone had an amazing weekend. It's a really big week over here. I'm sure you've seen the news. I am going live with my business coach, Dean Graziosi, Tony Robbins, and Russell Brunson, and it's happening on Thursday. I'm like freaking out. I'm so excited. I'm ordering a new outfit, and it's really, really important to me because I get to be the lone girl at a table with boys. And I don't know about you, but I feel like for years and years and years, women have been just saying like, I want a seat at the table. I want a seat at the table. And I have earned my seat. And so I'm really, really proud to be there just representing women, but also sharing about this process that absolutely transformed my life. And it has the potential to transform yours. So earlier this weekend, I posted an Instagram story and I said, have you signed up for the training yet? And 52% said, yep, I'm in. And 48% said, no, convince me. And so over the next 4 days, I'm going to be just walking you through some of the things that I personally learned and I've watched others implement. Because here's the thing. I feel like a lot of people are deceptive in their marketing. And the truth is that within this training, we're going to be sharing about a program that I coached over 1,000 students through. If you were one of my students, will you comment? Because this program is transformative. It's not just reserved for the men. It's not just a program that says you have to be masculine in order to make an impact. And the reason why I am pulling my seat up to the table, putting myself out there for hundreds of thousands of people to judge or criticize or whatever, or support, is because I believe in this program so intensely. And so I want to share a little bit about what I learned and how it's influenced my life, because I really want for you to start to think about this in a new way, okay? So the first part of the program is all about mindset. And maybe you're like, wait, what? I thought this was a business program. But if I have learned absolutely anything when it comes to business, the number one thing that we all need is help with our mindset. Let me explain a quick story. So the other day we were working on a new website design, and I've been hearing a lot of rumblings within the creative community and just entrepreneurs in general about overnight success. And I kind of laugh at that because I'm like, it took me a decade to get there, to get here where I am today, sitting in my kitchen. And so I told my designer, I was like, I really want to make a timeline so that people can kind of see when these colossal shifts happen for me in my business. If you don't know my origin story, I worked for Target. I was in corporate America, wearing the red and khaki, working crazy hours, bought a $300 camera on Craigslist, and decided to become a photographer with zero experience, no art classes, no formal training. Within 3 years of being a wedding photographer, I had scaled to $100,000, but I was miserable. And I was just figuring it out as I went. And there was this huge shift that happened in my life that year that I became miserable because I was chasing this goal, this definition of success that just didn't resonate with me. You guys have heard me say time is my currency. Can you just give some hearts if you agree with that? Time is our currency. We cannot get our time back. We can always go out and make more money, but can we get our time back? And the answer is no. This is why I'm so passionate about this. So as we were making our timeline of my business, I realized that after that year of being miserable, yet hitting this figure that I thought would make me happy, this 6-figure, whoa, so cool, I got back my time. And when I got back my time, I decided to invest that time into learning. I am a lifelong learner. I am a student. I am always learning and ingesting. I have books and podcasts and courses, and I love to learn. And so when I first invested in actually learning for myself was when I realized, oh my gosh, like what I have built is going to stop the second that I stop. And it's not scalable. And I'm only serving one person at a time. What I built cannot pivot as my life changes, as I start a family. And so I started to realize, wait, I figured out a lot of things. I maybe didn't get my MBA. I maybe didn't go to Harvard Business School, but I have learned a lot through the process of starting and growing and scaling a business. And I can teach other people this stuff, right? And so The whole premise of what this training is about taking knowledge that you already have, knowledge that you possess, and impacting the world with it. And let me tell you that when I created that timeline of my business, I realized that not only did my income increase, that's wonderful, that's a byproduct, but the level of impact, the level of service, the level of the way that I was able to show up in the world and actually make a tangible difference absolutely transformed as I started to learn and then implement, right? Now, maybe you're sitting here and you're thinking, well, what does mindset have to do about this? Maybe you're thinking, well, success like this is only reserved for special people, right? Let me take you back because when I started all of this, we lived in a village of 1,200 people in a place that we didn't know a single person. I worked a corporate job. I only have my bachelor's. I was just grinding, doing the ladder climb. Like, this is not reserved for special people. It's not reserved for white businessmen. This is our time to shine. And that's why I'm getting on this training. So whatever you're thinking right now, I want for you to just honor those thoughts, because you're probably thinking that, everything's already been done, or I'm not an expert in anything, or I don't have a superpower. In fact, I hate the term superpower because it makes us believe that it has to be something that is just like throw on my cape and go out into the world and people are so impressed by it. But the truth is that sometimes we have to realize that our gifts can be small. They can be simple. They can be these little things that can impact people in a big way. Can you guys give hearts if you agree with this, if this resonates with you? Sometimes our superpower can show up in these minuscule ways that to us, it just feels obvious. It feels easy. But to other people, it's mind-blowing. Have you ever entered a conversation and you share something that is so obvious to you where you're like, oh yeah, everyone knows that. And people are like, wait, what? Wait, come again? I mean, a lot of times I laugh because the things that I get quoted on are things that to me are common sense, but my brain is wired differently than yours, right? And so when we talk about superpowers, I don't want for you to think I need to have a PhD in something. I need to have gone to school. I need to be licensed. I need to have this insane gift where people are just stopped in their tracks by it. I want for you to think about what lessons life has taught you. Let me give an example here. So a lot of you guys know that we struggled a lot with our fertility journey, and I always get emotional because it was hard. And it's so crazy because I can hear my daughter playing upstairs and it still is just like, whoa, okay. But a friend recently went through miscarriage and I'm like, dang it. And she called me right away. She goes, I only know to ask you about this because I know that you went through it. And it's so funny because I'm like, I don't have a medical degree. I'm not a doctor. I am not an OBGYN. I am not a fertility specialist. But life taught me a lot of lessons in that season. Like, I learned so much about health and fertility and miscarriage because life taught me that, And so it's funny because when I think about the ways that we can show up with our superpowers and our gifts, a lot of times it's because life forced us to figure things out. Like, what things have you found yourself Googling for hours on end or seeking out answers for? It could be something so simple. And this is obviously a very emotional explanation. But at the same point, life taught me so much in that season that it would be a shame if I didn't share that with the world and make an impact, right? Are you guys tracking with me here? Because I did not plan to start bawling. But when I think about superpowers, I think about the journey that we've all been on. Like, life is our greatest teacher. Loss can sometimes be our greatest teacher. One of my students took this program and he implemented it, and he lost his wife to cancer. And I don't know if you guys remember when we raised money for Nicole, and he is a single dad of 3 now. And so he is starting to create resources to help widows and widowers navigate life after loss. We have a behavioral specialist helping parents to just get their kids to listen, an artist teaching macrame, a mom building a community for other moms, a health and fitness professional doing group coaching, a woman helping people navigate divorce with peace, an implementer helping people actually take action in their lives, a man helping marginalized populations learn how to invest with confidence. Do you start to see, can you start to understand that you have gifts that life has taught you? You have knowledge that life has given you, whether or not you asked for it, that you have been forced to find out. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to enter the world and regurgitate everything that you've learned, but you have created a system or a process. You've figured out a solution. You've piecemealed a plan together out of desperation or out of necessity or because you don't have the resources to do anything but that. And that is why I'm passionate about you sharing your gifts with the world. When we talk about superpowers, sometimes it goes so over my head because I'm like, I'm just an average girl. I am just an average girl sitting in small town Minnesota. All I want to do is be an epic mom and I want to impact the world. Can you just give hearts if you are with me on this? I want to have freedom of time. I want to be the kind of mom that I want to be, and I want to make a difference. At the end of my days, I don't want people to say, wow, Jenna had a lot of money in her bank account. I want them to say, wow, Jenna changed lives simply by showing up without having all of the answers. So the whole first part of the entire program is all about mindset, getting your mind right to understand that you don't have to be fancy. You don't have to have all the money in the world. You don't have to have it all figured out. You literally need to be one chapter ahead so that you can help other people. Now on Thursday, there's going to be the live training. It's Thursday night, and I would love nothing more than for you to just explore what it would look like to learn. There is a course and a program, but I hope that even if you just sit and watch, that you feel inspired by the stories that are being shared of the people who took action. You guys, I have snot on my face. If you go to jennaslink.com and you just sign up and save your seat, if anything, be a part of the largest training the internet has ever seen. Come be my number one hype girl, but also start to dream a little bit bigger for yourself. I am so inspired by my student stories every single day. You guys, I have made some lifelong friends. I have hired people from my student group. So if you've ever wondered, how can I get coached by Jenna Kutcher? This is the way. I will lead you through it. I know when I think about mindset that one thing you're thinking about is that I've let myself down before. I feel it all the time. I was going to do that diet and 3 days in I failed. I was going to read that book and one chapter in I got bored. How many times have we let ourselves down? How many times have we just believed that I am not worthy of investing in my time? I'm not worthy of investing my energy. I'm going to just give it to everyone else. Everyone deserves everything and I'll be last. What if this week on Thursday, you sat down with a glass of wine or a margarita or a cup of coffee and you said, I'm going to put myself first just so that I can start dreaming a little bigger. If that is all you get out of the training, oh my gosh. Now here's the fun part. The reason why I'm going on this training is because last year I was so frustrated when I watched it. Dean and Tony got on and they talked and they did an incredible job, but they did not do the course service. I remember texting Dean and I was like, bravo, great job. Guess what? The course is so much better than you made it sound. And I'm so frustrated that you weren't able to express how amazing it is. It changed my life. I was so fired up. So guess what? They invited me to come on this year. And you want to know what my job is? Is after they talk about the course, after they talk about everything, I'm supposed to get on there and call them out. Because guess what? I have been a student of this course, not once, but twice. I've walked through the entire thing and I know how incredible it is. I have seen mindset shifts. I've watched people own their superpower. I've seen people stand up and make a difference. I've watched people launch something from nothing. And so if I sound passionate, if I sound fired up about it, it's because I am. So Dean said, your job, sister, is to sit back, take notes, and you're going to come on and you're going to say, here's where you missed the mark. And I'm so excited about it. I'm fired up about it. So this is day one. Tomorrow I'm going to share part 2 of what is inside of the program. I hope that if anything, you're just gleaning some inspiration, some insight, some knowledge. I know it's my job to convince you to show up for it. If you are ready to sign up, it's jennaslink.com. If anything, just come watch the Masters at Work. That is how I got into this program, is that I wanted to reverse engineer the best course of all time. And I was like, okay, I just want to see how they did this. So this is going to be the largest live internet educational training of all time. If anything, come watch Masters at Work and cheer on your girl. I hope I will see you there. I hope that this is just leaving you thinking a little bit deeper about what life has taught you, what you have learned, what you can pass forward, and how you can use your gifts, whether they're big or small, to make a bigger impact, because I know that is something on your hearts. Have an amazing Monday. Sorry about the tears. Actually, I'm not sorry. That's just me. All right, bye-bye. If I can hit end. Here we go.